Right, hello and welcome back to episode 3 of Abiotic Factor. This is continue on directly from episode 2, and you'll see I've still got the same recipes pinned up in the corner there. I've just collected a new security bot over here, so I'm going to collect what I need to craft a computational brick. We need that for controller and an LCD screen if I want to get enhancement bench, which is one of the items I am after. Pin that real quick. Should all three. No, 2 of the resources there. The third one there. I don't know why that. No, why did I pin that one? Don't need you. Sorry. Hands. Thank you. Craft this. I'm gonna unpin this. I'm gonna find more circuit boards, which I think I should get from defeating the robot again. I believe if I defeat another security bot. Hit the sort button real quick. But yeah. I'm gonna craft another one of the base defenses because it's a very useful item. Beating security bots. Yeah. Need this. An oil and any oil, variable oil, not like I have much use for otherwise. You. Yeah. But if I hover over here, it says any oil, so it could be that bottled oil, which I can find more easily. This one here, the oil, but I'm going to use the robot one because I currently don't have any other use for it at the moment. I'm going to make my way back to the manufacturing entryway because I'm going to place this choppinator down and fight the security bot that spawns there, so I can craft the next item, the next core, CPU core. What is exactly? It is this item here, computation brick, because I need it to craft a controller, and I'll still need to craft this LCD screen. So yeah, so I want to craft this enhancement bench. I can then use to enhance certain items that currently have, like this screwdriver over here, which has this arrow on it. There's this item can eventually be upgraded at the enhancement bench.
For what do you seek?
Seems the individual Marion from Flat Hill in the previous episode has transported himself somehow to inside the facility.
You freed the giants. If I can assist, I shall.
Probably followed me through the way out I took, and if I can get him to work again, I can speak to him and I can trade. So I will figure out what I need item wise to eventually unlock a porcelain key. He's one available, something, a power cell, he's got one available, a bandage, I think it's exactly 10 bandage, porcelain shards. Don't forget a partial organ, I have to figure that out. Pens, he's got 5 available, which will cost a health syringe.
So be it. We are done.
But I'm not going to trade my useful items for the time being. I think he should pop up. Nope. Yes, he does pop up here on the map. you'll see as this map updates here, these traders will be visible and they'll tell you exactly what to trade. So the blacksmith shows you all his possible resources and if you can or cannot trade for them. They seem to be highlighted yellow. I'm going to check what Warren has, because Warren has seemingly updated over here. He's now cost a computational brick, gets you a light gun repair kit. So over the usage, if you use your pistol like the one I collected last episode, over a long period of time, you will need a gun repair kit to keep it functional, or else it will break. You can craft an employee locator. I believe if I hover, if I had one, tell you that you use this to find other staff in the facility. I have not discovered. And a stapler. Still haven't discovered how to craft that. But I can trade a root beer for a can of peas, which is strange.
Well, it's not for everyone.
Yeah, I'm going to continue travel up here. Travel up to level 2. I'm going to take over here. Travel towards manufacturing. Come over here. I'm going to set this up. Like so. Go. And now I can fight this. If I holster my shield, I can do a power attack. Like so. To speed up. My damage dealt to its containment pod. Charging pod. Because otherwise it's not very powerful. I'm now going to unholster all of that. There we go. As I have read on the data on the security bots previously, they do have a weakness to the damage type of the sharpness damage rather than blunt damage, which pipe does, and spear does the sharpness damage. Ow. Yeah. But yeah. There's the final CPU I require. I'm going to leave that there. Nothing there. I am going to open this. Just takes you back to the security office, which is there, which you can access on level or going up the staircase to the reception area of level 2 up here. However, I'm going to return to base, drop off the hopefully craft the enhancement bench, show off what that does, because that's one of the new items that came out in the update. So not many people have shown off the capabilities of the enhancement bench, because not many people have done videos on Abiotic Factor 1.0. It's about 4 days after Abiotic Factor's full release came out, and I am aware from the devs have said that they aren't going to stop developing. They'll continue improving the game over time, but as of now, I have no idea what they're doing with the future of the game. So I'm going to look what I need. So I need 3 circuit boards, tack scrap, and a case. I do not. Collect more circuit boards. Know where to find those in the main ability. One thing I think they are hoping to release for Abiotic Factor in the future patch is modding capabilities. They are aware there are third-party mods. They were aware of that because they did mention it during information provided before the 1.0 update. So they are fully aware of third-party mods for Abiotic Factor, but hopefully in the future they should be able to provide an easier modding method. Would be fantastic.
For what do you seek?
Because it'll be easier for someone like myself who mainly just uses Steam to play his games, to access mods for Abiotic Factor downloads, quick mods. I'm hoping to get some mods that tweak the game a little bit eventually down the line, and see what people can provide. I'm just gonna go around this this area right now and collect a bunch of resources. It's always handy to have a lot of resources, because you will require a significant amount of resources to complete this game. One thing I haven't shown previously is in this area, data farm, there is a kitchen here, which is mentioned on the sign posting for the area, and it's got, yeah, there are some artwork around the facility you can collect. There's a squashing machine here, there's a kitchen with a 4-item stove, but I need a reinforced hose if I repair it. There's a sign apparently saying don't forget the salt, so clearly someone who likes a lot of salt put that sign up, or that's a lot of salt on that image, to be honest. Seems to be a lot of tucked around furniture here. That's the pool and gym over there. I'll go look at that in a bit. Gate is hiring. Hiring facility for the gate or organization that runs it. The first time I've taken cleaning damage at this. It does seem at some point some people were trying to barricade off this sector whilst under attack, it seems. I'm going to travel around to certain locations I know there's some law, and I'm going to go and read said law pieces out. I'm going to move this chair out of the way for the time being. Let's have a read. The dog thing. So H. So we finally caught one of those dog things. KP called it a peccary till she realized how large it was. I've noticed their behavior is different here than in Antiverse 2. She has a theory that the lower entropy on this side makes their biochemistry more potent. They're stronger. It certainly seems more angry. Interesting. Certainly the energy differential is strongly in our favor, but I wouldn't jump to conclusions. We don't know enough. You're behind the times. Apparently the team on level 3 has figured out a way to use the differential in their new power cell design. Catch Mayfield at lunch sometime. You'll talk your ear off about it. There's an image about it. The dog thing gives me information on one of the doctors that learn about dog things. This needs to stop, so I've got a note that popped up in the corner there. I'm concerned some of your people have been working extra hours and it's not returning to the residence sector each evening. I've been hearing some of them have built beds down there. Look, Richard, if they sometimes work a little extra, it's because they want to and a project needs it. A lot of this stuff you can't just walk away at 6 p.m. This It needs to stop, Sarah. The security bots don't have an employee setting. So you can see someone's put bedding onto a sofa there. Vacuuming. You know, I admire Dr. Regal's work, but sometimes I feel like he doesn't understand the potential of his own research. He was showing me some design for a vacuum vortex system, and they were impressive. Yes, you could draw objects of considerable mass towards you, but when I pointed out that you could also use it to launch things at a high decent velocity, math is simple, didn't even seem to have thought of it. But what are the actual applications other than picking up garbage, just firing it at things? Until we try it, how do we know what it's good for? Then WWF. So do you think the WWF wrestling is real, or are they just acting? I don't get it. Why would everyone cheer for it? Cheer if it fake? It depends on what, how gullible you are. And then this image. Check information I've been provided. The office sector. Build a bed. If I'm going to be here much longer, I need somewhere to sleep. Perhaps a bed. And then information on Dr. Hilda B. Dixon, field researcher, gate TR operator, and field research. All the information provided. Maybe there'll be more in the future. Unaware. I do, however, have all the resources I require to craft this enhancement bench. Slowly make my way out of here. Security robot. Also, out of. Go. Back out now. So that's another spot if you want to farm for security bots. They'll continuously respawn there. Must know. I should have taken that first staircase there, because that was faster exit to my base location, but still part of my brain is based on the previous base location. Yeah. Seems to be some poor scientist frozen in stone near this portal entrance, which looks like grass around it, which may be a hint. This bit of information here may be a hint of what this portal's eventual use will be. Maybe a hint towards the next portal world, because that seems to be where that location's only where portal worlds spawn. I do like this portal world. It's got plenty of lights, so you don't need to worry about lighting up the location, especially because the main house structure here, what it is exactly, is very well lit. So you don't have to worry about lighting the location too much. Yeah, stored. So what I'll need: circuit board, a tech scrap, 3 circuit board, tech scrap, and circuit board, case fan. Craft that now. Now we can figure out that. I'm going to that item. Screws. Also pick up the other one of those. In that, and this tech scrap and a glow stick, and get a glow stick, and test tube, and bios. There's some test tube, there's bio scrap. Those. I think it's on the tools. There we go. Sometimes it doesn't register that I've clicked onto crafting recipe, so back over resources and subcomponents. Click on this, click that, collect the resource I need, which is this and this. Yeah, off. In that now. Go over to the furniture and benches. Click onto the enhancement bench, so rebar and crafting bench. Require this piping. I'm gonna need rebar. Check the crafting recipe for this again. Duct tape. See some. Craft one of those. Finally. Yeah. Drop off there. There. I'm going to sort that story out. Go. I can place this enhancement over here. In that. There we go. Constructive. So, use this enhancement bench. Time being, put the screwdriver in. Craft a hand drill. I will need these items. I craft. Sorry, because I do. It's going to pull the resources and enhance the item. I'm going to drop it in. Can be enhanced further to what seems to be a power drill. Any known material I have. The energy. I check through certain items like the security pistol. I will find certain items. This up arrow on it, which shows the upgrade arrow, so I can increase to make a security pistol flashlight. If I have duct tape and a flashlight, do that. Can upgrade it further to apparently an auto 10 if I have other resources. Apparently I only have. Now I do know I can take one of these split stack one self scrap pistol pipe pistol. Use resources there. I need some staplers, foils, pipe. Now, though that item takes a radioactive material, does not produce any radioactivity, and I know I can eventually upgrade this using a power cell, a load pistol. However, available. So this pistol does 50 damage, and the security pistol, even if it's upgraded, does 26. Far weaker, but I do have 63 ammo for it, and I believe it's got an 8-shot capacity. This is a 1-shot capacity pistol. I mean, it costs a box of screws and 20 paper. If I go into here, I've got to unpick first. Stay there. If I find we've got 300 paper and 19 box of screws, maximize and craft 10 of those. Get 4 per craft, so I should have something around 40 ammunition, and reload that like so. That is what the ammunition looks like. Though I am sad that that item is just apparently 1 round. Is kind of saddening to know. But yeah, this pistol does have a. If I holstered that shield, I've got a zoom eventually if I unlock it. As you can see at that range, my targeting is currently red because it's too far away. Even at that range, it's too far away for me to completely focus. Like something closer, it would focus like that. And to improve that, I will need to improve my accuracy, and then eventually level 5 I can squint. I do not know. Yes, I did not ever craft crossbow, which is a far superior low-level ranged weapon for far easier hold of ammunition. Because screws are a bit of a pain because it requires me. Screws, I need this metal, and sometimes you can't always find the metal scrap. For the crossbow, I bolt and metal scrap, which is far cheaper. Bullets, scrap. I can just take all of that, go into here. I can max. I can craft 10, and I get 8 each craft, which is double what I get for the pistol, and then I can craft that twice. There we go, I've got 100. I can also craft this, a thermal mallet, which I might look into crafting. Superior bones for a weapon. Pipe, I've been on. Pipe club, only 8 damage. Thermal mallet, which does 20. And more damage. Spear. Combat. Energy brick to craft that. Energy brick cost there. Good for most of it here. Might take out some thing. Go in there. Can't. I don't have the circuit board. Craft one. Back. Craft that. I will need a rebar, a coil. All of those there. Eventually, when I get the circuit board, I'll put it here together because I can't locate. There we go. I want to craft this thermal. I'm gonna leave coils. That's all. Lower area in this office sector, as screws and the rebar are more manufacturing. Put this pipe club in there and thermal mallet there. We'll need me to recharge it before I can use of its fire damage ability. There we go. I unlocked reloading 1 because I reloaded and for the second time I have reloaded. I reloaded the pistol once and I reloaded the crossbow. I get more XP. I can then craft ammo twice as fast. And then I can, just in case, you can reload weapons you aren't otherwise qualified to use. There's no point in reloading them, to be honest, because you cannot use them. Yeah, I want to get accuracy and reloading up because I can the pistol, the pipe pistol and the crossbow better. For accuracy at level 5 and get the squint and alternate fire while aiming. Alternate fire while aiming with a ranged weapon will zoom your vision, so that will be the opposite click instead of the attack click. Level set at accuracy 7 mil spec / biometric unwraps. You've gained the confidence to properly handle more advanced firearms. You also learn the biometric unwraps recipe. Be useful with the just in case added perk, because then I can reload those weapons that I'm not qualified to use. This should allow me to access weapons I am not qualified to use because I'm more confident in handling weapons. I level at accuracy 10, straight as an arrow. Projectiles like crossbow bolts have a lower chance to break on impact. Fantastic. And reloading 10 is basic geometry. You are less clumsy at reloading all weaponry. Accuracy 13 is boomstick. Smaller creatures have a chance to run in fear when you fire a loud weapon, like the pistol. Accuracy 15 locks biomimic arm wraps recipe. Gain the advanced biomimic arm wraps recipe, allowing you to allowing the use of specialized firearms. Reloading 15 is speed loader. You can sprint and reload at the same time. You also reload weapons with a bit more skill. And then accuracy 20 is stopping power. Projectiles and bullets fired from ranged weapons have a small chance to stun the target. And reloading 20, lose rounds. Sometimes you find a few spare rounds when reloading. You're also an expert at reloading with a bit of flair too, which should be interesting to see. I have blunt melee up to I've learned level 8 now. So I've learned melee attack 3, power attack. You can do a heavy wind-up attack with blunt melee weapons. These attacks can not be performed with a shield. That's what I used to break the security bot out earlier. I think either in this episode or earlier in this episode. Battle charge at blunt level 7. Attacking with a blunt or heavy weapon during a sprint will result in driving in a driving power attack. At level 12 will get me power hungry. Your power attacks use 50% less stamina per swing. Level 15 is crusher. Your enemies with resistance to blunt don't. So I'm assuming that means enemies with blunt resistance no longer matter because they are no longer resistant to blunt damage. And then at level 20 is smash. When using a blunt melee weapon, you have a chance to instantly explode enemies that are human sized and smaller. Chances increase based on strength level. The sharp melee, which is my spear, is sharp throwing. You can throw sharp melee weapons, spears and knives. Level 5 is clean cutter. You have a 25% higher chance to not end up with bioscrap when cutting up bodies. Level 9, no survivors. Enemies killed by your sharp melee attacks will outright die when otherwise might have gone DBNO. Level 12 is slice and dice. Your sharp attacks have a higher chance to cause severe bleeding to the target. Level 15 is eviscerator. Slice through sharp resistant enemies as if they weren't resistant at all. And level 20 is heart seeker. You have a very small chance to instantly kill small and medium sized enemies. With my strength up here, if I get it to level 5, I get step aside. You can shake vending machines and stump carbuncles in one hit. Level 8 is heavy weapons. You are strong enough to properly wield heavy melee weapons, and you can now smash open vending machines, which will permanently break them. At level 12 is nerd range. When bleeding near a hostile enemy, your melee attack damage and speed is enhanced. Level 15 is heavy armor specialization. You can wear any weight of armor without dropping into the heaviest weight class. And level 20 is superior gains due to your extreme strength training. All items in your inventory weigh 25% less. I am going to get through sprinting faster because I sprint around a lot more, so I should level up that quicker. Athletic, level 5, you have a chance to not lose stamina for an action that would only use stamina, which I believe can be the power attacks. Level 10 is light speed, along with your passive gains, sprint 55% faster overall. At level 15 is redshift. While sprinting, enemies are more likely to miss when targeting you. At level 20 is out of my way. Sprinting speed increases over several seconds. At max speed, you can stagger any medium-sized enemies if collided with. If I ran into an enemy, I'd knock them over it. There's a lot of skills to improve, and you can unlock all of these, though several of them provide a specific skills that are only usable in multiplayer, and as I'm in single player, they're not viable to myself. I can also unpin the thermal mallet now. There we go. I'm going to return to the main facility and charge this mallet up so I can make use of it. But I do find it unique how you sprint and you hold your weapon differently depending on whether you're sprinting or walking whilst holding I'm assuming, yeah, a two-handed weapon with your shield out. So if I sprint with it now, I hold it the same way, but I'm not also holding a shield, which then also sprinting. But if I'm standing still, I hold it in front of me, but I'm sprinting it as across my body. Very.
For what do you seek?
He'll stay around this location for I think a day or two. I'm not entirely certain. But what I'm going to do is come up here and put this on charge. So yellow bars below certain items are their charge level, and green bars are their durability level, just to give a heads up. Wondering, is green bars are on the bottom of the screen. I'm going to return back to the manufacturing sector because I need to collect more military electronics from the enemy. I also want to collect more items so I can get this forge armor set. But I only have access to the pauldrons at the moment, and I want to figure out how to craft the rest of the armor set, as well as maybe eventually getting a heater shield so that I can get myself a bit better than this flimsy plastic shield, which isn't that great. This one I think has a lot more durable than the one I've got, which is 200 overall durability. So I believe yeah, the enemy here has respawned. Now set him on fire.
I will bring death.
Ooh, a military backpack. I'm going to put that on. That's larger than my security bag. Quite intriguing. I know sometimes, there we go, we can pick up a welding mask, which is useful. I don't know. Seems I didn't unlock the crafting recipe for that, but I know there's a crafting recipe that requires the welding mask, but I did not unlock. Drops some of the items, that enemy, and this is what he was holding. It seems to be some sort of scanner. It's called a rat scanner. I'll read what it says. An ornate device built for scanning something in the environment that isn't immediately clear. Should make a decent whacking stick though. So this deals 12 damage and my hammer does more, so I'm going to focus on using that, but I'll keep it in my hotbar because it gives me inventory slots. That gun is super loud. Super loud. that's as I said in my previous episode when I was in this sector, that machine gun is far too loud. So I should have mentioned the headphone warning before coming here, because that's horrible. By the looks of it, an enemy is over here. Going to use this pistol though, because it allows me to build my shield up. I shot my bullet and I missed. He threw a grenade apparently. Don't know what language he's speaking though. I've upgraded my accuracy and my reloading now. To be truthful, I do actually know what language he's speaking.
You were bit.
The Order, as they're known, seem to be Latin in origin. So, if you do understand some of the words that are written or spoken by these individuals, written would be certain information regarding them. I will find throughout the facility. Please let me know. It'd be great to know some of these things that they say and in the information written about them throughout the facility, because I've just unlocked information on what is known as a captain. I'll have a look at that now. Order Legate. I'm not entirely sure. I can only assume that legate is translated to captain in plain English. Legates are among the Order's most fervent believers and sometimes called perfecta in acknowledgement of their Cartha-derived traditions. I've no idea what that word means. So what else have we got information?
Dr. Metz, Cascade facility. Immured subject 184. These Xers, or the Exor as Lenora, Dr. Riggs insists on calling it, is a highly aggressive, bipedal humanoid, originating, we believe, in Antiverse 2. We've now tracked 184 through the 4 known stages in its life cycle, and intriguingly, several divergent adult forms. How or why it attains these forms, we are yet to determine.
So those 4 life cycles that species has is from the carbuncle to the pest to the hang on, get my wording correct here. They start out as recognizes ISO 171A, the carbuncle, then it's ISO 173A, the pest, then it's ISO 178A, the peccary, and then finally the ISO 184A, the exor. That is their final and 4th form. To get through to the roadway, I will need a keypad tier 2 hacker, it seems.
Safely and enjoy your freedom of travel.
I will wait for this to play again, just so you can hear it. There is music playing and you can barely hear it over the gunfire.
intermediate transit zone. Ride safely and enjoy your freedom of travel.
That's a good bit of information to know. So we've got this door, which I'll travel through, but I'm not going to. If we can get a fiber optic cable and can repair this flow control module, which I think drains part of this facility, which seems to be heavily radioactive. I can sneak through here, like so, and I can access this area, and I could drop down to there if I so wish. I know there is an enemy above myself, and I am after military electronics for reasons here.
I command you.
He does seem to have some sort of rapid fire weapon. There we go. Seems the bleeding damage of the pistol caused brought him down eventually, and he only dropped some ammunition by the looks of it. I am aware you can eventually unlock the outfits these military guys wear, but I'd have to find out where they were, where I can get my hands on those, because I know for a fact you should be able to wear them because it's a great stealth thing if you can disguise yourself, you know?
Dr. Derek Metz, Cascade. If she is correct, Dr. Newman's proposed dark lens should greatly enhance the range and efficiency of our perforation events. She has discovered a way to harness the bosonic properties of certain antiverse materials to create a targeting system for our perforation events. I must admit, she's excelled herself.
I will be honest, I do not understand half of the scientific jargon mentioned in franchise, but if you do, I guess good for you, because I'm not gonna, and I guess you could tell me. But I personally don't see a need to know. I did unlock the knowledge of forged chestplate, a quick, fashionable, curious, and that will cross the high-vis jacket I've got, the rebar, and some steel cable. Gotta get my steel cable in. And he's gone. Alright, that's... I'm going to use this sink to clean myself. You can drink from these sinks, they do have clean water, but I'm going to use myself to wash. Use it to wash myself. I'm not going to pick up this welding mask and gloves here, but you can if you want to have the resources, but currently my inventory is full. I'm saving that final slot for an item I'm hoping to pick up shortly, which should get me the helmet, the knowledge for the helmet, and a third item in the forge armor set, or steel cables maybe. Depends on how I was feeling. They're far important. I know there's an enemy across there that will shoot at me. As you just saw a glance of there, there seems to be a sniper. And I am not... right. Oh yes, if you want... if you must know, during some of my combat, you might have noticed I'm still taking damages because this shield is perfectly fit, perfectly sized to fight the pest and some of the other low-level enemies found around the facility, like the pest, peccary, but it's too small to deflect most of the damage dealt from soldiers, and definitely won't be. It's definitely not large enough to deflect any damage dealt by the sniper. I'm going to travel back through the night on the tram to my base, and then drop off all this loot, and probably start working on getting or unlocking or crafting some of the forge gear, because I now have enough on me to craft the chest plate, and I should be able to craft gauntlets. Well, yeah, I can craft the pauldrons, but I also need to find the means to craft the helmet, which I believe is a hard hat by knowledge, and some materials to craft leg piece.
For what do you seek?
I will say, if you can afford to get the DLC for Abiotic Factor, the Portal World does seem to be the greatest place to have a base. I have no idea whether the Portal World will be also paid DLC later on, or they will be under that one Portal World DLC. I have no idea, so it would be only 2 payments or multiple payments. Not entirely sure, but I do hope that this series that I am slowly crafting will allow the Abiotics, or just general people, know more about the game and how to and the gameplay mechanics around it, really. See if I craft that. So 5 is there's a steel cable, goes into rebar jacket. Thank you very much. Yep. Forge chest plate, and if I craft that, screws. There we go. Screws there. Yes, I got rebar on. I'm going to throw this rat scanner up there. I'm going to equip forge gear because I've got 2 items now. Those will give me at least the 2 item set of defense or defiance. Set boost of bullets will sometimes bounce off armor. Chest piece. Yeah, I'm probably going to improve shield case. Wow, that shield is large enough to properly. Energy brick, reinforced hose. Do not believe. Nope. Now I can trade for steel cable, but I cannot remember. Cannot. I have to travel over there to see how much that costs. I do really craft the heater shield because it's slightly larger than the one I previously had. The should provide better protection, and I also have a forge set which will also provide better protection, especially against enemies with guns. The other set that bullets sometimes bounce off will be fantastic when facing enemies. Bullet. Oh, seems I arrived back just in time through the portal for daytime. So I'm going to travel back along the train. Ow. That's going to be a major downside from now on if he keeps spawning there, because I just dropped off my shield. I have to adapt my my combat style to fit that I no longer have a shield, which is a mistake on my own behalf. Yeah, some information. This game does have an achievement system. It has 53 achievements. Several of those achievements are tied to just completing the main quest line. So that is an option for you to do. If you get this game, if you want to complete the achievements, it will require you to complete the main quest line. Just pick up a map here. Manufacturing. Check that in a moment. But I only have 33 of those achievements, so eventually once I get to the point where I have reached my current 33 achievements, I can show off the further you'll see achievement pop-ups from that point on. So let's have a look. What does it? So to get, I need military electronics, but I need more of that because I want to get the keypad hacker tier 2. But anyway, I'll check the journal and I'll show you the map for manufacturing. Manufacturing West site map. I'm currently in here in the foundry. This is the garage that I used to get past Crossroads here. The offices area is here, and then the office sector is over here. The crane is where the gunfire was shooting at. Stopped. Shipping and logistics, shipping, lot oversight, which all this area here. Go back into the map again. There's storage behind the foundry here. There's the mapping center. The storage I went through as well because that's access to the train tram station here. There's the mapping center which is behind me. Access to it anyway. The surface tunnel. There's an access to the mapping center it says, but I think it's storage here. But because I cannot get to the mapping center itself. There's caves which are mapped. Old mines which are unmapped. Big site here, which here, I think Patron, which I went through to get to main manufacturing applied and monitoring thing is where I met the lady who allowed me at manufacturing. A lot of the caves is currently inaccessible to myself because I would require to go through here. Captain has now spawned. See? There is a new backpack, the radio pack. Pick up this potentially, pick this up to potentially unlock new ideas. So I'll do that. I've unlocked crafting recipes. If you must know, he carries a 33 point. He carries a Magnum pistol, Captain. So if you end up fighting him, be wary. He carries a Magnum, so don't do it without a shield. Do it with a shield carefully around an object, like I just did there. If you are going to, but can get you. He often always drops. He almost always drops his ammunition. His pistol is incredibly rare, an incredibly rare drop. The military backpack, though it does have the added bonus of greatly reducing battery drain wearing it, it does come with the fact that it only has 21 capacity, as the standard military backpack has 24. The 24 is the full inventory here, 24 slots, 21 you lose about these three here. I gained these three art from the previous backpack, security one, which only got me up to here. If I switched it to show you that, I like to loot, kind of one of my things I love to do, and so having more inventory space works best for me. I can show off those two new crafting recipes. So we've got the pest dummy, which if I deconstructed that backpack, I'd get this leather scrappy pest look-alike while serving no function at all. It's an item you will remember from the tutorial. If you played the tutorial, the leather scrap allows me to get the beekeeper suit, a suit purpose-built for protecting the wearer from all kinds of stinging insects without doing much else. The weight of 4, and so the effects it provides is stuffy suit will increase your thirst and slow you down, same as the hazmat suit, a hazard materials suit, which is used to craft it, and keeps the wearer safe from stinging insects. So the bad effect it gives you is the stuffy suit perk, and it keeps you safe from stinging insects, which is great if you end up encountering insects like bees or anything similar in gameplay. What I'm going to do now is continue back through here. Could pick up more welding gear, but I don't need it because I've only got one armor set. I'm going to need one armor set as one person, so I'm going to focus on just collecting most of the items I need for myself. We got some new information there on an individual note called the medic. I believe correctly, yep, the Auto Exsurgo. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly at all. It's the medic, a soldier medics grounded in traditions spanning 2 millennia. The Exsurgo are trained by the Order to operate under vastly more varied conditions than their contemporary counterparts. I can only assume all the naming conventions are Latin, because from what I'm aware, the Order is a Latin faction, or a Latin speaking, or they can speak. I know they speak Latin, but I do not know what time period whence they hail. I do not believe that word translates directly to medic. It looks more like it translates closer to surgeon rather than medic. But the enemy is weak against sharp. This entity is weak against sharp damage, and this entity is less affected by blunt damage. If I had the blunt perk, though, the blunt damage perk, this effect would be no longer if that downside would no longer be effective. So there's this item here, hard hat. Pick this up to potentially lock new ideas. Surprised they didn't unlock anything doing that. But I know I can get the helmet for the forge gear using that. Assuming I'd have to go through here, so I'm going to sprint to here. Stay here. I'm going to sprint, and I should get to here. There we go. The sniper didn't see me, unless the sniper's there, because the enemy that I knew was in here is no longer in here for some odd reason. I was last here, and I looked through that window, and I saw one of the medics walking around. Okay, the sniper is there. These windows are breakable, so they can shoot me through them. There is a TV here, which just shows a standby screen. Martin. So I'm gonna. I can. This window isn't breakable, but I can remain in here. I'm not going to pick that up because I don't want to worry about radiation damage at the moment. But I'm going to read this email. So we've got, thank goodness, someone improved door security in this sector. The officer's system is a joke. You've made your feelings clear. FYI, Frake pushed for upgrades. Given some of the equipment her people are working with, and they're also supplied the tech. Well, what can I say? It's not perfect, but at least you made it harder to snoop. Manufacturing has always been the leakiest of the bunch. An image here which shows you the tier 2 required security clearance for a keypad there. Kneel by mouth. Were you working on the Exor dissection? You need to be extremely careful. The heart has some strange properties. Whatever you do, don't ingest it. After your email, I fed some to a rat. It vanished. Do you know what happened to it? It literally just disappeared. We're looking into it. Our leading theory is biological entanglement. I'll keep you posted. So the Exor's heart, judging through this email, is what allows them to teleport. you've seen from my limited combat with them, and it gives me more information on the Exor monk. Yeah, what about the other one? Daria, what do you have any data on IS 0407? Derek is all obsessed with 0064, but I can't find anything at all on this other one. We've got almost nothing on 407. There's your Flat Hill report, and that's it. Are you even sure it's a different entity? Could it just have been injured, intact? How can you tell with these things? But I know what I saw, and it wasn't 6-4. It looked like someone smashed a doll, which is now the Symphonist. Needs to be a smaller entity. What is that noise? I can hear your music from here. It's really loud. What on earth is that? It's Nirvana. Never mind. You don't have to be so rude. No, the album's called Nevermind. It's amazing. Sounds like someone singing with a mouthful of ball bearings. That's their style. But yeah. And I'm going to read those 2 bits of information to entity. I think it's 2. Yeah, we got the IS 0184-B. Further information on the Exor monk. Could be something, I thought there was something. Yeah, I thought there was some more information related to this entity. I've read this all before. Containment protocols, all IS 0184-B subjects require heavy shielding and perforation, suppressing containment. All immurement sites must avoid geomagnetic tellurically applications, blah blah blah. Read all of that before. So the Symphony. IS 0407. Designation failure. Containment protocols rarely observed and largely undocumented. IS 0407 has no known containment procedures at this time. TR reports remain inconclusive, but suggest an entity that is largely or entirely sightless with morphic similarities to 0064. Although attendant meteorological conditions have impeded observation during its few alleged encounters, reports note it is bedraggled, contorted form, and this entity is immune to all forms of electricity damage. There's another map here. There is a ladder here. I think. Yep, some big windows here, but there's nothing here to even look at. There's some soil bags to pick up, but I'm apparently don't need any. Not in the need of some soil bags. I believe that's it for location. So I have to sprint away back across to avoid being shot at by a sniper. There we go. Best I could do. And now I can avoid the sniper by traveling here. This. Ow. Not very good at combat, but what I can say is this area is highly radioactive. Level 2 clearance to get through here. Not a great thing. Don't have level 2. I am going to jump down here though, because this elevator up back to the control room that I was at not long ago. And now going to turn to where I came from, because I have several pieces that I require, but I'm still missing a cable. Or at least one cable to make some hose. Go over here to an area I know I can get a cable from, but I know I'm going to combat my way through here. Go. Yeah. Should also get me the last of the I guess we fought. There we go, 4 of those. There we go. Another set of blacksmith gloves here. I'll just pick them up because I can. Oh look, my sharp melee is coming along alongside blunt. There seems to be a portal instance here we're gonna go through and just now. Yeah, my sharp and blunt are both at the same level. So where does this take? Let's take back to. This is a portal that now stays there. This takes me back to level 3 of the office. Run back now, elevator down, and then return to base. Run past those. But yeah, no, I will run around and wait for my ability to when I have the keypad hacker tier 2 and I'll run around station. That includes that little room up there. 3. Yeah, going for about an hour now. Go for about another hour gameplay. Hopefully make something worth watching other than about 2 hours of flailing around. Really, mostly done. And I've got some combat done. I've shown off some combat against the Order, their forces, mostly grunts it seems. One time fighting a captain and getting some information on the captain and medic. Yeah, this 2 hour this third video doesn't seem to be all that interesting. Completely honest. Now I've run out of inventory. Sorry, storage. So looking at crafting maybe some higher tier storage. Cost me some plastic scrap. And there's some wood. Rebar, which will get me the planks. I have to give me my inventory. Craft as much of this as I can. Craft as much of these higher tier storages as I can as well. 5, yeah, there we go. I guess work on this next shield now. I'll probably start. This is the improved screwdriver. It's not. It is an advantage over the regular screwdriver. but not that fast. These tier 2, these medium storage crates, they're called tier 2 storage, are slightly larger height wise, so slightly more difficult for stack them. So I'm going to do this for the time being. I won't be able to stack them as high. They have plenty more inventory slots go alongside their size. Probably going to do now mostly take all my crafting materials, dump all in containers, do these larger ones, just so I've got more of the material in one place. I'm going to turn this storage container in. Drop you there. Also take out this one. Grab all those up there. Dump there. But I'm going to now go through here and start separating certain items from each other. Sort that. Pistols. This storage one, backpacks. Those. This one is armor pieces. This one, tools and weapons. If you are wondering how I've got these lab gloves, gloves typically worn by lab workers, it's because of the job role I chose at the beginning of episode 1. I created this new world. There are certain items. There is a specific role that grants you a face mask, which you can not gain any other way but that job role in the very beginning. I think what I'm going to do now is improve repair. Oh, not have metal apparently. Repair that. That's a bit shocking. I am going to crafting bits and pieces. In that being here, grab a couple of those items. Go. That in here. Put it there. Craft this one hose that I'm going to need. So that's how I get the helmet. Now I've got the crafting recipe for a welding spear, a superheated spear capable of dealing explosive fire damage to targets. Forged helmet. Decent attempt at an actual protection. And this one does look like it's got a hard hat on it, but apparently it doesn't require a hard hat construction, which I find very, very odd. It's a hard hat. It clearly is. What I can see visually is this welding mask, a hard hat attached to the top of it, probably with the leather, then to provide some protection on the interior. Some padding, and then I don't know what, I'm assuming the hoses are used to tie it all together. I'm not sure what the rebar is for. I would personally would remove the rebar and put the hard hat in place. Crafting item. Anyway, I'll focus on that shield. Crafting the shield requires me to craft an energy brick next. That in that recipe. I think I need to craft that. I will need to craft another. Keep those on me. I need to find my tech trash because I'm gonna need it. Oh, hang on. Don't I have some tech? I thought I had some tech trash lying around. That doesn't look good. I can't see it unless I'm blind. Huh. Where's that disappeared to? Right, I can't have used it all. Apparently, I don't have any tech trash. That's a first. I'll say that much. I'm gonna split that like that. Oh no, I've got it in my inventory. That's why I am blind. It's official. I'm blind. Where's the tech trash? It's in my inventory, of course. It is. What's the final item I need? Which is heater. Should be under base furniture and bench. Heater. That. I can put that back in. Take that instead, and that. Craft a heater. Unpin that now. Chuck these items in here. Sort it. How many screws do I need? 2. I'm gonna do that. A split 2 off, like so, just so I can leave the inventory sorted whilst I craft this shield. Be here, there we go. Craft. Now unpin that recipe, and I can equip that shield. Slightly larger than the previous one I had. Water protection that provides heat, so it will heat me up. It will cause a comfy warm resisted. It's warm, but you're quite comfortable. This will be fantastic at night time, but it is a bad combination with something like the containments. That would be a bad combination. Up there, you can see over here I've got a temperature bar, and it is in my corner, in the corner of the screen of my health setup, and you can hold X, which will open up your medical items, and you can just press X, which opens the screen up. And so this med bag here will show you the items you've got in your inventory medical wise, and it will show you all the different stats you've got. This is my bullet defense one, and I've got radiation resistance. So just taking radiation med, and I'm currently still wearing some of the makeshift armor. Gives me stats. I will look into making. I need to get myself on some more steel cables, get myself the helmet, and I'll figure out how to eventually get the leg piece, which I should be able to do shortly. Yes, that's my next task, is getting that sorted. Let's go now. I wanted the shield because it's slightly an improvement on my defense side. As I will state, just wielding the shield and any attack done against the shield will use your stamina. So it's best not to be sprinting in combat situations, because if you end up having to block with your shield, it will drain your stamina, and if you don't have any stamina, can't use your shield. So I don't often sprint around when I am in areas that require shield. I actually get that. rest is just stand here and watch for the time being. It doesn't know I'm here, and it will be defeated by that base defense item because it cannot deal enough damage to destroy the item. So, and one of the many perks of modifying the game, the world mechanics when crafting making a brand new world, is that enemies do not deal a significant amount of damage to my base items. Classic, and there he goes. Right. He probably won't be. He shouldn't be there in the morning. If I'm still in the portal world in the morning, or if I'm in the manufacturing sector, and I'll return afterwards. I'm going to do what I can to only show off in my videos the base story progression. I'm not going to go into one of my other worlds at a later stage in gameplay and show off what's there, because I guess I really just want to show off only what currently level I'm at, not showing off an area that's a higher level. I've got more gear and whatnot later on in the story. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show off as I progress in this world. I'll show you eventually what gear I can unlock, what trinkets I can eventually unlock, and whatnot later on down the line. Time being, steel cables somewhere in the manufacturing sector. I need to get keypad Hacker Tier 2. So what I'm probably going to focus on to be able to achieve that is collecting a couple of military tech scrap, the soldiers or their radios, and then trading with the blacksmith at the forge, because that it will just give me the steel cables in return. It'd be great. I can then make the reinforced hoses that I'll need. I've got 4 tech trash back at base as well, military tech at base, and I'll just need to take the keypad, my tier 1 keypad hacker, out of this slot and put it in the main inventory space, and we'll be able to upgrade to the tier 2 keypad hacker. Seems the gunfire started up again. They've returned to the sector. Does seem to be a bit random when this fire gets off. Yeah, I'll just show you real quick. If we go over to the blacksmith, I can get steel cable for military electronic. Great in my opinion. Got a weird text message. I got weird text message. I've been dragged into some sort of text group that I'm unaware was possible. Apparently, I've got an unpaid parking ticket, even though I, 1, don't own a car, and 2, cannot drive.
You were bad as you.
Don't know why I've been put into group or text messages about unpaid parking or parking fines or whatever it is, saying I can't even drive, don't even have a car. Yeah, I can't have any, I shouldn't have any parking fines if I cannot even drive in the first place, or even own a car. So that's just crazy about that. But hey, that'll be an interesting fact to know in the YouTube video. Dude who doesn't even own a car somehow has a parking fine, according to the UK government. Woo! I will say it'd be hilarious if someone from the UK government ends up seeing this video when it comes out, and then just going, how did he even end up with that sort of message? Because it's a genuine question. How does someone who doesn't even have a car be tied into a sort of blanket text message system to notify an individual that they have missed they have a parking fine? I'll say for certain, someone who doesn't own a car shouldn't be able to gain parking, because I also don't have anyone I know personally who would even, I don't even know people who'd put my name down instead of their own on a car. I don't even know anyone like that, so that's not gonna be. Yeah, now that I've got the shield, got another steel cable there. I'm gonna make my way around the area. I know there are some enemies around there, for instance, but you know what? I'm gonna take this elevator back up, go get my steel cable from the blacksmith, be on my merry way. Because I'm just going to get this keypad hacker and unlock the next area rather than bothering sticking here and trying to work my way through the sector I can't really do with at the moment. I am surprised on all the information that is provided on Gate PAL, the tablet on the blacksmith and registry. Yeah, the blacksmith. This limited bit of information doesn't have some secret email that you can find that ties into this note here about from this doctor here that then gives us either says that someone theorizes that the blacksmith's some sort of robot or something, or whatever, that gives it some sort of reasoning as to why he has a very unique vocal pattern that they cannot find from any known culture. It would be very funny if you could find an email tied to that, but yeah, the devs didn't think of that, or didn't want to play on that idea. I know it's I know the only robots you can meet in the Cascade facility are these large robots, like the security robots, but doesn't mean some anomalous entity could have crafted a robot that's more humanoid in size and build. That would also give meaning as to why he constantly out, why he doesn't want to be without his wood over there. Don't want that. What's use you over there? Go into this pairs. Bonk bonk. Yeah, I'm gonna charge the hammer if I want to get use of it. But I'm now gonna need a couple of pipes. Store. Military scrap. One of you. I always forget that. Doesn't look like it needs screws, but apparently it needs screws. Oh no. Yeah. Tools. Throw the radioactive back in there. Then there. Do that. Nope. There we go. And now I can go further deeper into manufacturing. I'll probably get that door open, and that'll probably be the end of the video. Look here. Probably getting back there will take another, I mean, it might take 12 minutes, but hey, I doubt it. But I'll maybe show off a couple of you know what, I'll go up to the roadway. I'll go up to the exit. It'll be a short trip to get to the exit, and I'll show what's there, and that'll probably be the end of the video then. And then I'll go from there for episode 4, then episode 5, and so on until we've managed to escape the facility. I'm assuming, unless I can escape soon. If I can escape in episode 3, that would be impressive. Though, judging by the fact that military have a military force known as the Order has tied down the manufacturing sector, I doubt some newbie scientist is going to break out in about 6 hours of being in their facility, something like that. It's not going to happen. 6 hours in a facility and you've apparently broken out? No, that's not how that works. You're going to be in the facility for far longer than 6 hours. That's for sure. And the gunfire started up again. I can only assume that they're shooting at the poor bugger who's sat in the crane and just kind of lives there. I don't know why they stopped shooting for a long period, but shooting at him a lot again. Right, so I'm going to open this now. That opens both this door here and that door there. There we go. So I'm going to try and make my way to the surface tunnel, and judging by the door being blocked, Yes, there's a mine track, cart track. I can get back here. Yep. Yes, this is going to be the end of it. It doesn't look like this camp's been so great looking at what's around this fire. Oh, gunfires. Find the surface tunnel. Well, surface is 500 meters this way, apparently. Those are some blinding lights. Now, this.
Do not shoot! Do not shoot! We are together in this petition.
Who? You.
We came here to cleanse and protect, but this chaos is beyond our capacity to suppress. We are beset by demons from the depths of the mines, and that termagant Frake has holed herself up in the processing plant. I must warn my brethren, this course is impossible. But our engineers collapsed this tunnel to ensure no egress. We need another way to bring tidings of this terror to the tribunal. Frake is concealing the escape from us, I am sure of it. She hides in her fortress, letting us rot here. My legates would annul me if I return, but I will find a way from this limbo. Frake's fortress is not impregnable. She knows the secrets of the sarcophagus, and she will be made to reveal them. Understand me when I say there is no pathway here.
So that's a disappointment. I cannot escape. But I can say from previously speaking to this guy, he did not have this name. Not look this cool. So I've got a bit of lore to read there, which I'm do facing this direction because those are goddamn bright lights. Don't want to cause any people in the background. Order Inquisitor. Lab rat. Charged with noble but corrupt task of assessing anomalies and aberrations seized by their organization. Enemies, Inquisitors are one of the most essential yet mistrusted elements of ancient charters. So I can only guess this order, judging by this bit of text here, is far older than the gate cascade facility and gate themselves. I have no idea how old gate is, but judging by that they performed most of their initial scientific endeavors here at this facility, including the first time they've broken out, done some sort of teleportation based events. This is their first this was their first facility, meaning they probably don't have other facilities. So this doesn't look so great. I don't know if someone's still in this digger. They seem to have killed an Exor with it, and it seems to have taken a lot of these quills. I'm gonna say quills, or whatever these projectiles are. I'm gonna call them quills because they kind of look like a quill from something like a porcupine, and it doesn't look like they've penetrated the cab. It doesn't look any blood leaking from the cab, so whoever's inside must have survived. And by the looks of it, I cannot get through to this sector without hacking the keypad there. This is another roadway, it seems. Seems to be an enemy there, so I'll bother going down there. Rather not have to deal with an enemy. Have to go back to where I just came from. I believe if I continue down, if I go and check the map, I'm currently along this road here. Surface tunnel was there. I'm currently about here. I can't get to this sector where it gets the caves, the old mines, the big site. I can access the mapping of it, or I could, you know what, I'll probably go into the caves. You know what, I'm going into the caves. What? Yeah, we've got I'll let this one run slightly longer than 2 hours, but I'm gonna go through the caves here. I'm still gonna collect certain items when I see them and need computer in their order camp. Email terminal Excursor, the Divinator Old Rossi. I'm assuming that's her name, but I do not know what this means. A Divinator, Latin. Praetor, so I'm assuming someone higher ranked this in. We have at last secured an excursion in their facility. They will abide as long as required and act swiftly when directed. We await your instruction. Praetor Norman, the Bonitum est divinator. Our forces are gathering and the way is becoming clear. We have discovered a weakness your excursor may be able to exploit. Expect activation soon, and then no attachment email. I could actually, because I know this is Latin, translate this, but I don't want to. The annulment is this one's Legate Onyx Priya. This is one of the captains. Praetor, we have lost one of our inquisitors to doubt. Their fear of facility's demons drove them to abandon their post. Shall we annulment? Praetor Norman, non-legate. After Larzone, his technical order are badly reduced. We must preserve their numbers, and we trust we can reveal to him with diligence the virtue of our cause. He cannot at any rate escape without your help. The link, and gives slightly more information on the captain. I do not know what this symbol is. I'm assuming this might be the order symbol, but I don't know what it. Out of that computer there. I'm going to information. Captain. Alright. Legates of the Order achieve their command through a mixture of zealotry, combat victories, and sheer survival. Although the Order conducts extensive intelligence gathering in advance of any operation, the Legate's role frequently involves leadership under unexpected, if not extraordinary, conditions. As such, those who earn the role are trusted with a high degree of operational independence. That's what he looks like there. He's got a beret, some sort of mask on, and heavy armor, and he's carrying his magnum. This entity is weak against sharp damage and is less effective. By the looks of it, I can travel that way, but here into darkness. There we go, and then into some light. The email terminal here. Where's the train? Nora, I heard you're back. I hear you're back. Very interested to hear your report on the engine. Are we any closer to figuring out where it is? I'll deliver a full report tomorrow, but to answer your question, no, we don't know where the train actually is. The star positions are the same as ours for the location, but it's non-Newtonian. Dr. Stern believes there are two superimposed states at work, which the train's motion maintains somehow. That's a lot of suppressed energy. In short, if it stops, we're going to end up with a crater the size of the moon, we think anyway. It's going. Janet, I've got some interesting news about IS 0107. Perhaps that's not the right word. Maybe the phrase is distantly terrifying. You see, Janet, it's growing. Not much, about 0.1% per year, but it's a geometric progression. I haven't done exact mathematics yet, but in about 15,000 years, be the size of the Earth, which could be inconvenient, particularly given that it appears to be conventionally indestructible. I did the math too, Abe. It seems we have 50,000 years until it's larger than our galaxy, which, given that it cannot be destroyed, dismantled, suggests to me we need to move this thing as far away from as possible, as fast as we can. I can't help but feel, Janet, that the long term there isn't anywhere sufficiently far away. This thing will eventually destroy our entire universe. Abe, let's solve for now and trust that we'll have the rest of the solution sometime in the next 50,000 years, shall we? Okay, but in 50,000 years we've got to do my plan B. Got yourself a deal. Abe and Janet are two individuals we are aware of. We met earlier. They escaped the Flat Hill event shortly before we did. So here's Earth, here's Jupiter, and here is IS 0107. apparently, according to this image. These readings can't be right. Lionel, if you get this, please send me any information you can. Something extraordinary is happening, but I can't get to manufacturing right now to investigate. Dark lens is offline and the perforation system is going haywire, but the readings I'm getting from somewhere in the mines are just, well, they're hard to believe. I've never seen anything of magnitude. What do you see down there? I can't get close, but Varsha said there were perforation spikes before you had to leave. That's all we can report right now. You do not want to go anywhere near the mines right now. There's things I've never seen. I don't know what, but the telemetry is displacing material at random. Sasha, this is terrifying. Update, we can't get down there, but every instrument here just peaked for about 30 seconds, like something huge just came through. I can't read the data too closely, but it maps to signatures from 299. Whatever it was bigger than anything I've ever seen. There's rumbling like something's moving down here, but we can't get close. I think you were right, but I've got to get out of here. Sasha, I hope you see the information we've just unlocked. Here are IS-017. Time bomb designation failure. Containment protocols none. First documented by I think it's Dajin Mali in 2000 BC. The so-called time bomb discovered in 1933 to be growing at a rate of approximately 0.1% per year. Current theories believe that it was a weapon designed to destroy the universe. However, it was deployed by an aggressor, Antiverse 12, who miscalculated relative differences in time speed between our universes. In roughly 40,000 years, this indestructible device will be large enough to pose a threat to our galaxy. As such, Gate launched the unit into space in 1985, trusting that by this time, humanity will have discovered a way to return the weapons to the crater or destroy it, meaning that it will at least be considerably further away. So yeah, even if it will take 40,000 years for it to be as large as the Milky Way galaxy, it is still 40,000 years and 40,000 years away from Earth. Oh look, one of the grunts as a bobblehead. So this is the mines, just entered behind a truck there, their camp, zip wire there. Something, oh, just barely see something there. What I'm going to mainly focus on is getting up out of this area for the time being and opening that door. That'll probably be the end of this video. I'll open the door that I just viewed or entering the mines here. Here we go. That leads me back to the main area of manufacturing, and there seems to be some sort of tram access, which I'll need a tram station override key. Cannot craft as far as I'm aware. There's also something that's going on over there, but for the time being, this will be the end of the video. Thank you any and all that are watching. Please like and subscribe, and hopefully episode 4 will be out soon. Thank you.